this is something that I didn't show yet. I already did some of it, and it's because my SD card was full and I had to format it and all that. Plus I had to go to the store, had to buy some bolt cutters to cut this 9-gauge wire with. This stuff's pretty thick. I had a pair of dikes, but they didn't want to cut it. And they cut it, but it was a pain, so these make it a lot easier. Cheap, $12 Walmart bolt cutters. They do the job pretty good. All right, so let's get to finishing up some of this that I was working on. So what I'm doing right now is I'm making the arms. As you can see here, I had one already made on the other side that are gonna hold the swings. So what I did is I ran a piece of this armature wire through this pull noodle that's up here, so it's bendable and it adheres to, it holds to that piece of PVC by zip ties. I just put a bunch of zip ties on it, and I'm just fed this. I drilled a hole straight up, a couple holes straight up to feed this wire through the pipe, and then wrap it around so that it's nice and secure. And now I am just trying to tighten down this armature wire a little better. And then after we do all this, we'll start forming out the arms and hands for the branches for this haunted tree, sort of tree of terror, or whatever I'm dubbing it. I'm not even sure what I'm doing with it. What I'm naming this portion of the Scare-Ousel. It's going to be like a rotting tree. And so it will be kind of corpse to, like the branches are going to be like arms and hands, almost human looking. The other side I have, I don't know if you can see these here. I don't have it plugged in, so I can't turn it. But so these kind of look like hands that are reaching out and grabbing. So this I'm going to just zip tie to this. I could feed it through, I guess, sort of, a little bit, but I'd never be able to feed it all the way, I don't think. This will help hold it though, and then I can put some zip ties on it also. So I'm just kind of poking this wire through, kind of like feeding a worm on a hook. If you feed one that way, some people do. Do I know much about fishing? Yeah, I actually do. I love to fish. What haunter doesn't like to fish? I don't know. Sounds kind of silly, but I think it goes hand in hand, doesn't it? I should be home ice fishing right now with my buddies, but I'm stuck at work. So that's all right. They'll catch fish for me. I live vicariously through them. I like them use all my gear too, but that's what I bought it for to get used, whether it's me or them or whomever. Just put a few zip ties up here so it doesn't come falling off. This will keep it as it deteriorates over time and traveling. It's got to make a 4.5-hour trip north somehow. I don't know how. So hopefully, it'll keep it from falling apart too much. I'm gonna have to. I don't know what I'm gonna do to transport this, but I think I'll get a bunch of 6 mil plastics and heavier plastic and just wrap the whole thing real good, so it's nice and cushioned, and then throw it in the bed of the pickup truck. Unless it'll fit in the back seat, which I doubt. Got too much other crap to fit in the back seat. Let's put several on here. Let's put a few more. Zippy tie, yay, mother truckers. Bruce Willis would say. Many people would not get that reference, I know, but that's okay. You old folks, Randy Scalos would get that reference. I guarantee you, Chris Saltman would get that reference. Mike Sherrill would get that reference. Us old farts. Yippee-ki-yay, mother trucker. As I said, zippy-ki-yay, mother trucker. Because I'm a yippee-ki-yay. Okay, that's enough goofiness. Let's get serious, would we? Shall we? And we're just going to fuse these off the side. So this is the hard part because this is going to be hard to do. The reason it's hard to do is because it's not rigid enough to hold it as you're trying to put pressure on it. It's hard to put the pressure on it. Let's come back a little bit with this one. I hope that worked. Yeah. Okay, so it's that simple. We made a hand, we made some fingers, claws. And it doesn't matter that they're not like lined up because it's a tree, it's not a human being. It's starting to look like a bunch of branches. Again, well, back at it. I did this other side with foil, and this is just to bulk it out and form it out. So I got some of this grill foil, which is better. I mean, I have some of the cheaper Walmart stuff too, but this stuff here, I can get focused on it. But this is heavy duty for putting on the grill, lining your grill. So this is a little bit thicker than the other stuff, easier, better mold. One thing is it doesn't go as far because there's less on this roll. So, but yeah, we're bulking out with aluminum foil, and I got 2 more arms to do like that before I put plastic over it, and then make it look like this one over here. No plastic over top of it. This one's looking pretty creepy. And that's basically, we're doing the same things we did with this tree trunk, only we're putting foil on it to bulk it out. So that's the only difference. All right, continue on. Let's get the little step stool over here. And we'll work on this one. Let's start back here. Wrap it around laterally. Like so. And then squish it together. This really makes it look like a bark. And you squish it together like this. This foil comes out looking like bark, which is awesome. I don't know if that's going to translate through when we get the plastic on it, but I think it'll be fine. I found some plastic wrap, real thin. Yeah, that looks all right. I got to go backwards a little bit on it. The trouble is you can't get the roll through here too well. Maybe I can. Yeah, there we go. Push it. Oh, that looks kind of good. Let's kind of go this way. Okay, so I wrapped in a bunch of saran wrap first to try to get a tighter wrap on this before I put the other plastic on it. And I'm just going to give a light A light bit of heat right now. I'm not going to worry about it melting it down. I just want to seal it on it so it doesn't come off of there. Okay, I got my brace wire in today. We could finish making this other arm off of this. And we're going to put it here. All right, so let me get my drill. My drill bit here. I think close to this one will be good. If I can do this without. It's not the easiest thing to try to feed this through either. So let's pray it's not so hard this time. Ooh, I got lucky. Look at there, got lucky. That way that holds that. When I twisted that up here so that it will hold that in place. Try to feed some of that through the wire through some of this for a little bit. It's not going to go all the way. I might just weave it in and out. Yeah, that'll work. And then come back and zip tie that. Put my gloves on. And we'll come back up where my work area is. I can come closer with this camera. Like that. Good. This side. Good. All right. Should be all we got to do with that for now. All right, so now that I got that made, get the corpse in it or form it out first. Let's see here. We'll just put some foil on it to mold it out. And then we're going to take this ply. Okay, so when you wrap this, you don't want to wrap it this way. You want to wrap it this way so that you're putting back pressure on it as you go. Otherwise, it'll be harder to wrap and it won't stay on there as easily. So, I try to tell guys this about the same thing concept as how a plumber would wrap Teflon around a fitting. So we use a lot of Teflon in my job. I try to tell some of my coworkers that turn that roll around and you won't drop the thing and have it go spinning out of control. Alright, so we can unplug that. This is a bit thicker, so hopefully we won't have to wrap it as tight like this for now. This 3mm is way thicker than I was using. I think it was just one that I had. Let's just get some heat on it. I don't like to do this without the gloves on, but it's hard to see if I can just get it to stay, and then I'll grab my gloves. This head that I have up top is not staying there. It'll be a different one. I ordered a different. That's a child's mask right there. I'm gonna have to. I am gonna use a store-bought mask or online bought mask. Amazon, thank you very much. But I'm going to stuff it, Loctite foam around it. It works well. before 20, my truck is starting. That's what that sound is, that alarm I got going on. So we finished up the plastic on the tree and stuck the swings on it. So we're going to give it a little bit of a test run to see if it's going to work. Looks like it's going to work to me. Too fast. That's fine right there. Slow it down. So that's pretty good. That's probably a decent speed right there. That's pretty good. Looks like it's going to work. All right, we're going to put some paint, a base color, dark color on this. We're going to spray paint it with just some cheap black spray paint. Get this plastic based in with black. All right, now we're going to put another color stain on this. We got it all painted black, just haphazardly. It's not like total coverage, but it's mostly covered. It doesn't matter if it's like got a little bit that didn't get, you know, fully blackened out. So anyway, we're going to paint this out with a red primer. I started a little bit back. You can see one of the arms may be back in there, but we're just going to use like a, this is a flat red primer, but it comes out like a reddish brown. So I like the look of it. I'm going to use that. But first I'm going to put on, went and picked up a cheap respirator from Ace Hardware. I'm going to put this on so that I'm not inhaling all the fumes. Let's get these top portions first. Oh, paint this up here too. It's going to be his neck for that creature we put up here, whatever I decide to. I got a new mask, but I don't know if I like it or not. Okay, got this painted up with the reddish color. Here and there, there's a little bit of black still showing through, but that's okay because we're going to dry brush it now with some latex. Tan color. What is this? This is Prairie Dust. So it's sort of a tannish color, a light color. We're going to dry brush it with that. And then we'll stain it after that and it'll be done with painting. And then those who don't like it can quit crying about it. There we go. That's a good fit. And away we go. Get my little stool out. Let's try to do the upper portion first. I'll do a little bit here so you see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to lightly dry brush it. It doesn't have to have full coverage. It's best if it doesn't, so that some of that old color shows through. Let me take this up. So just lightly dry brushing it, like it can, the other paints can show through, which is what you want, so that you get the detail coming out. Once you stain it, then all this darker spots will just be actual detail. So that's what we want. All right, so here's finished latex on it. And there's just one more step, and it'll be, painting will be all finished. Just got to put stain on it after this. That'll be done tomorrow after this dries. branches are hanging down because I bent them down to get at them easier. They'll be bent back up. They'll be bent back up in the air later on. All right, last step on painting. I'm just gonna actually gonna brush a little bit of wood stain all over this to bring out the bark color. And I've already pre-mixed the stains. I have some red mahogany, some early American, and some ebony to darken it some. And I'm just going to do a little bit of test piece right here. See how it's going to look. I think that'll do. Looks pretty good. All right. Well, what happened there? I am still recording. I thought I... What do you think, y'all? Cheap paint to try to keep this paint off of my head and stuff. Pair that with this mask. It's a little bit in my eye, but I'm hoping this will pull that. Yeah, it just pulls it back out of the way. Oh, that's great. So this is the final coat of stain I put on this. That should be it for staining this. As far as the wood color goes, there's some other things I got to do to it yet. Dress up the trunk and maybe put some eyes in it and things like that. And I'll put a monster head. I think I'm gonna put Clownzilla up top up there from Killer Clowns from Outer Space. So I ordered a mask. I think it's a Mikey Rotella sculpt that the mask was made from. So that should be pretty awesome then, if that's the case. Anyway, it's looking pretty darn good. And that's it for today. Okay, here's what the Tree of Terror for the Scare-Ousel Swings looks like uncovered. They took the plastic off the center and all the arms are painted up. They're still a little tacky, so it's got to dry up a little more, but it looks like it's going to match in pretty good, both paint jobs, because they were done separately. This side's probably a little dark to see inside this garage lighting, but I think it's looking real good. We'll put a monster oven on the top. I haven't completely decided which one I'm going to put up there, and then of course we got the swings that'll come down along the side. So I'm going to give it a test run here in a minute, and we'll see how it looks. So here we have it spinning. Seems to be doing just fine. I don't have the swings on it yet, so that'll add some weight to it. I try to put these little eyes in here, but they're not coming on for some reason. I'm gonna have to mess with that. But I'm liking the action on this tree, and I think it looks awesome. So here we have it. That's a Scare-Ousel swing ride featuring the Tree of Terror. So let's put a monster head on top as soon as it arrives. I'm thinking about doing one or two things. There's a couple different masks that I ordered that I'm gonna foam fill, put up there. One of them is Clownzilla from Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That might be pretty cool, and then I have another pretty cool mask, so we'll see what looks best. But these guys have little animations. You can tap them or make their sound activated too. And I put a little bit of UV effect on it too, so but for the most part, this is pretty well close to finished. All right, yippee-ki-yay. I'll probably change out the monster head I have on top, but I thought I'd put that up there to see how it looked. It's not too bad. I have a few different masks that I could put up, but once I decide what I'm going to do, I might even make it interchangeable. So, oops. Where's it going? There you are. Okay. Might even make that interchangeable. I put a coupler there and make a couple of them that are foam filled with a PVC coupler in the bottom of it so that it can just be swapped out very easily. And I put these eyes in it. I think that looks pretty badass. I might put a couple sets in here, maybe on the other side. Maybe a different color. You can change the color on those. Little key fob. Let's see, let's change the mode. So there's green. There's a bluish color. Purple. Another, like a lizard or a reptile green. That, like biohazard or something. I don't even know what the idea of that is, but that's cool. But I think I'll stay with the red ones. It's pretty wild looking. All of these little characters are sound and activated, and you can touch them and they'll activate. And I have a speed control that can make it go faster, but I think this is a decent speed. Yeah, their animations don't last real long, but they have several different ones. Let's see if I can make them activate just by snapping. That one went. May have a soundtrack or something to go with it. Let's turn this light out for a second. Ooh, that's maybe not a good idea, but I wanted to see what these eyes look like in the dark. Well, now it's cycling through the different. Must have a mode where it cycles through them, maybe. Yeah, it does. That's kind of neat. I can't even tell where the swings are. It's so dark in here. Where's their light? There's a light. Oh, a garage light. That's actually not too bad. Anyway, turn the light back on. I'll walk with these so I don't get clocked and come back over to this side. And let's see if I can change those back to red. Use the key fob. There's a mode button on here and then on off. That's it. There we go. I think it's pretty badass.